Ryan had three particular aversions in his life: his wife's unprovoked use of profanity, the taste of warm, foamy beer, and his mother-in-law's birthday party. The real challenge came when all three of these components converged on the same day. This occasion, my mother-in-law's birthday, coincided with a Champions League soccer match, leading to a surge of despair. There was no way out of the situation. Getting into an argument with his wife would be futile. Skipping the birthday party was out of the question. It would lead to days of arguments and weeks devoid of intimacy, and Ryan wanted to avoid that scenario. He craved physical intimacy with his wife and always wanted more. That evening, Linda's mother, Barbara, was scheduled to arrive around 7, just a few hours before the game started. They would sit around, drinking tea, chatting about nothing, and he would have to pretend to care. But who would let him watch the game? "Honey, we need to get ready for Mom's arrival. Why don't you chop the vegetables for the salad while I make the tea and sandwiches?" asked Linda, her voice brisk but firm. Ryan sighed, chopping the vegetables with exaggerated precision. "You slice them so neatly. It's like you're getting ready for an art show," Linda teased. "Just trying to make it look pretty." "It is her birthday after all," Ryan muttered. "You never cook like this for me." "It's your mom. She gets special treatment," Ryan replied. "And I'm supposed to eat out of cat bowls, right?" "You're overreacting." Ryan rolled his eyes. "Sometimes I have to overreact." "You're not very affectionate." "Always with a headache." Linda sighed, and at that moment, her phone rang. It was her mom. "She's already on the train." "Hurry up. Why are you taking so long fiddling with the crab sticks?" "Cut them lengthwise, and then into small pieces." "I'm doing that." "You just want to criticize me," Ryan grumbled. "By the way, I have a soccer match tonight, remember?" "What soccer match?" "We're going to sit around the table together and then watch a funny show on TV." "I feel like New Year's Eve," Ryan muttered under his breath and left the kitchen as quickly as possible. "Ryan, will you meet Mom at the station?" "I still have a lot of cooking to do." "I'll meet her." "Like I have a choice," Ryan replied. He grabbed his jacket and muttered to himself, "I should have been late for our first date. I'd be more relaxed now." Slamming the door behind him, he headed to his car. Meeting his mother-in-law wasn't on his list of fun things to do. He'd rather lie on the couch and wait for the game to start. Upon reaching the station, Ryan turned on the radio and waited. 10 minutes later, Barbara appeared, dressed in an elegant blue dress. She looked different somehow, but he couldn't figure out what was wrong. "What's the matter, Ryan?" "Not saying hello?" Barbara's voice brought him out of his reverie. "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you." "It's been a while," Ryan said, trying to sound sincere. "That's all right. I've changed a bit. Working out, trying not to feel like an old maid." "You look great," Ryan purred, feeling a little awkward. "Thanks." "It's always nice to hear a compliment," Barbara smiled. "How's Linda doing?" "Good, although we had a fight today." "We fight a lot in general, mostly over stupid things," Ryan said, feeling a strange tension in the car. Barbara looked up at him, a smile trembling on her lips. "I see. Well, you look tense," she said, lingering her gaze on him. Ryan twitched awkwardly, trying to hide his reaction. "I should have worn jeans," he thought. Barbara noticed this and raised an eyebrow. "Oh, what's that?" "Nothing. Just the fabric wrinkled," Ryan muttered. "Let me help you." Barbara reached out and put her hand on his thigh. "No, don't," began Ryan, but his voice was cut short when her warm hand lingered. "Well?" asked Barbara, her voice soft. "You have beautiful hands," Ryan murmured. Barbara's eyes gleamed mischievously. "If you behave yourself, maybe you'll get a refill later," she teased. Ryan cleared his throat. "How long have you been driving?" asked Barbara, her hand still lingering. "You mean at what age I got behind the wheel, right?" Ryan laughed forcedly, trying to steer the conversation in another direction. "Oops, wrong lever," Barbara smirked, removing her hand. When they arrived home, Linda met them at the door. "Mom, you look amazing." That workout really did wonders. Ryan tried to hide in his chair, the newspaper resting comfortably in his lap to hide his reaction. "Ryan, you're not even reading the paper," Linda remarked. "Found some funny jokes in here," he muttered, his face reddening. When Linda and her mom left the room, Ryan breathed a sigh of relief and put the paper aside. He headed into the bedroom to change into jeans, deciding to wash his hands before dinner. The bathroom light was on, and Barbara's voice called out to him, "Come in." This opportunity seemed too good for him to pass up. He entered, closing the door behind him. "Are you washing your hands too?" asked Barbara, her voice low. "Did you lock the door?" Ryan didn't answer, pulling her to him. "What are you doing?" "Linda's in the kitchen," she whispered, but Ryan turned the faucet on full blast, drowning out the noise. "She's watching some show," Ryan muttered, his voice hoarse. "Let's make this quick." The washing machine became their makeshift podium, and they hurried off, knowing that time was not on their side. Ryan came out of the bathroom first, looking around before sneaking back into the living room. From the kitchen came Linda's humming, mixed with the chatter of the TV. They were perfectly fine. Barbara joined Linda in the kitchen a few moments later, her voice bright. "What can I do for you, dear?" "Mom, could you peel the vegetables?" "We need them for the herring salad." "Sure." "You know how much I love herring," Barbara smiled, but her thoughts were preoccupied with what had just happened. Ryan entered the kitchen, his eyes avoiding Barbara's. "Linda, the game is starting." "Mind if I watch while you two keep working?" "We've already talked about this," Linda said, her voice firm. "Mom's birthday comes once a year, Ryan." "Linda, let him watch," Barbara interjected, her tone surprisingly soft. "After all, it's an important match." Linda blinked, taken aback by her mother's condescension. "All right," she reluctantly agreed. Ryan smiled, not hiding his satisfaction. They sat down to dinner, chatting casually. Linda noticed how pleased her mom looked. It was a rarity at her birthday parties. Usually, she and Ryan were always fighting. Today, however, everything seemed strangely harmonious. "I'll just powder my nose," Linda said as she left the table. Barbara leaned over to Ryan. "No one can know," she whispered. "Life has taught me to keep some things a secret," Barbara said with a knowing smile. "In 10 minutes, your game will begin, and there will be another surprise waiting for you afterward."